I identify with Tariq Ali because he went about his job bothering only about whether he was good at it or not. In the same way as I did, or my two brothers did, one of whom is a general in the Indian Army today, and the other is a top-ranking executive in a company. And I think the lives of the three of us brothers have proved this, that a paranoia exists only in your head, and if you make this terror of being of so-and-so faith and thus being shortchanged in your chances, it becomes a real fear in a lot of people's heads, as it has become in a lot of Muslims' heads in India, completely unjustifiably, I have to say. My dad was in the government service. He never had any problems, and nor have I. And the thought that I'm a Muslim in India has never occurred to me, to tell you the truth. And the same way, I think Tariq Ali feels the thought that he's a brown guy working in the midst of a predominantly white force doesn't occur to him, because he genuinely doesn't see any difference between himself and the next man. He's married to an English woman, white. They have children who do not really belong to any religion, like my own children. I'm Muslim, my wife is Hindu. It has never bothered either of us. And our children are free to choose whichever path they want to. So in many ways, it's very close to what I am. What I had to do as preparation, of course, is to study the kind of way that he would speak English, which would be different from the way I speak, because I gave Tariq a whole imaginary background. When I was a kid, my dad, on one occasion, he was not an adventurous guy, but on one occasion, I remember him, this must have been around 1957 or 58, I must have been 9 or 10, 8 or 9, and he discussed the possibility of migrating to England and starting an Indian food restaurant. Hey, he would have been one of the first had he followed through, but he never did. So I guess that's the kind of background Tariq would have come from. A family which migrated here when he was very small. He was probably not born here. Came here when he was very small, so he learnt how to speak English among the working classes, and has that kind of an attitude and has done well in life. I feel a strong commitment to the movies I do and the plays that I do, and the thought that this may get me into a controversial situation of some kind does not occur to me when I'm considering the job. And as it happens, I have luckily never got into a situation of that kind. I think I'd be able to handle it if I did, because on both sides it'd be a matter of conviction. Here too, in my case, it's a matter of conviction. I'm doing this film out of conviction. I read it as a positive one. I read it as a statement for liberal Islam. I take it to be saying that this globe-wide perception of Islam as a villainous faith is fallacious, and it should go. And it's time that statements like this were made, that in this world there are enlightened Muslims who know about their religion and who know that it is not a religion about hatred. It is a religion about tolerance, and a lot of damage has been done to this religion by the so-called interpreters of the faith, yeah, who pose as spokesmen for us all.